The 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Washington Wizards. Well, for Washington, they've got an opportunity tonight to sweep the season series 2-0. The coaching staff commented that they feel confident coming into this one. And you take a look back at the Spurs, not just last season, but what they've been able to do for decades now. Shaq, are we witnessing one of the best stretches of any sports franchise?
Yes, I've been beaten by this team. I've beat this team. To have sustained success like the Spurs, it's rare, Ernie. I don't care what sport you're talking about. It started with one of my favorite players, the Admiral, and the young Tim Duncan. But now they're set up for the future. Sugar K. Leonard is the man in San Antonio.
Well, I'll tell you, we'll look back in 20 years if we're still alive at that time and just shake our heads wondering how did they do it so long. I mean, this Spurs team is a franchise to model your franchise, not just in basketball. If you're a business, go to the Spurs seminar and you'll learn how to have a great business.
Well said. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later.
We've got basketball action at the AT&TCenter. We're in San Antonio, Texas, the home of the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some terrific NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brett Berry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. Taking a look at Washington. Well, guys, at this point, while still many things can change, the record is not on par with their performance last year. Maybe a cause for concern, but something they are well aware of.
Yeah, and remember, this is the second and final time these teams will see one another. So they're going to want to ensure things turn out a bit differently this time around. I expect them to be as aggressive as we've seen all season.
And maybe just more than wins and losses at stake. It could be pride. They'll be using everything in their arsenal to try and avoid the season sweep.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Porter and Morris, the duo at forward. Jennings out there with Bradley Beal. And it's Gortat in at the 5, down low. And that one goes out of bounds. It's touched by Porter. Aldridge kicks to Parker. Both these teams, Brand, are well-seasoned and have veteran leadership.
So you expect, Kevin, if the game gets close, that the coaches might not have to use as many timeouts, can call some of their deeper sets in the playbook, and these teams will execute.
From 18 feet away, Porter, no luck.
Well, he's the last guy you want to leave open there, but somehow he didn't knock it down.
Aldridge against Morris. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
There's no doubt that the biggest free agent splash made in 2015 was the Spurs signing of LaMarcus Aldridge. They'd planned for 3 or 4 years to try and get him to San Antonio, really fitting in the mode of Tim Duncan scoring on that left block. But being close to Dallas, near his family, that was a significant factor, along with winning.
First free throw is good. And, of course, for Aldridge, location wasn't the only attraction. Brent, the chance to win and compete for championships had to be the most important factor.
Well, he knew it was going to be a little bit of time and a little bit of sacrifice in joining San Antonio. Maybe miss a few all-star games he otherwise might have played in as a member of the Blazers. But winning the most paramount, and in time, his role will only grow as this roster turns over.
And certainly LaMarcus Aldridge has the capability to be a go-to scorer. But, Brent, he takes a lot of mid-range contested jump shots. Those aren't historically really Spurs types of shots.
Well, it's been interesting, Kevin, because LaMarcus Aldridge is so good at the mid-range that it's made Popovich rethink some of his offensive calibration, and they've searched him out in the spots where he's best. I think his comfort level continues to rise inside of this offense, and he'll get more and more efficient.
Now, here's Parker. 9 points last game. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Leonard against Porter. Gasol dishes to Aldridge. 6 on the shot clock. Leonard kicks to Gasol. No good from outside. And so it's Washington with it. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Probably their poorest defensive effort all season long. I mean, at home, that kind of D is not going to cut it. Never mind when you're on the road.
Loved the reaction from the crowd early, and defensively, they didn't do anything to get them out of it. They kept giving up open looks, the shots they kept dropping, and the place only got louder and louder.
And really, the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
And Tony Parker, the third Frenchman ever to play in the NBA, and unquestionably the best.
Well, we've seen a lot of his countrymen follow in his footsteps, and he came over so young. At that time, he was the youngest point guard in the NBA since Magic Johnson was in 1979. And like Magic, he quickly earned some championship hardware.
And the first one drops.
Even though Parker is slowing down a bit because of his age, the Spurs are looking more and more to sort of hide him on defense, cross-match him with guys. There's no doubt, though, that that experience and veteran savvy is still something they'll lean on the offensive end.
Both shots good from the stripe. And as Parker loses a little of that blinding speed, we see a few less layups, a few more of his trademark floaters.
And even, Kevin, some extended range there from the three-point line. He's made that shot a bigger part of his arsenal. They seek him out in the corners, much like Jason Kidd did in Dallas in the later part of his career.
Beal with it. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
And that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Yeah, you got to like the aggressive D going for the block, but he got it just as it was on its way down.
Spurs leading by 3. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Scott Brooks did have a few minutes before the game tonight. He's looking to even the season series with a win tonight. He told me he knows his team can play better than they did the last time, and he thinks with the strong defense and shot blocking, they can make things difficult at that end of the floor. We'll see if they can impose their will tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. So it's mainly about defense for them early on.
And it won't just be early. I mean, it'll be about D all game long.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not going with a little bit more of a balanced approach, but they say that defense wins championships, so the focus is there, and we'll see if that gives them the benefit of the doubt.
And the first one at the line is good. And you look back, the Spurs, one of the very first teams to really scout the globe and, Brent, bring in international players.
Well, it's also interesting, Kevin, that the trend continues. Even last year in the 2016 draft, in the first round, we saw a lot of international players being snatched up as building blocks for their franchises moving forward. But the Spurs always have been successful at finding some hidden gems, and their general manager deserves a lot of credit for it.
San Antonio leading. Here's Parker. Porter pulls it in.
Well, the defense ready for him there in prevent mode, making sure that he didn't get a clean look at that layup.
And Beal kicks to Jennings. And there's Porter on the assist by Jennings. Porter's got 5.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Looks like he might have a little bit of an edge to his game today.
Now here's Parker. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Here's Leonard. Rebound, Washington. Last time they met was in Washington.
Yeah, and what a gut wrencher it was for them last time they met. Ended up on the losing side in that one.
Parker against Jennings. And here's Morris for 3. Hits it from 3-point range.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from 3.
Leonard kicks to Parker. Spurs passing it around. Leonard the pass to Gasol. Gasol setting the pick for Leonard. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Outside Jennings. The feed to Beal. Pass to Morris. The 8-footer. That one, no good. Some solid defense from Aldridge. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And it's Green missing. Washington's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Morris a screen from outside the arc. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
He got just enough separation to let that one fly. So comfortable from long range.
Parker against Jennings. Leonard dishes to Green. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
And such a good feel for the game. Kawhi knows exactly what this offense is trying to accomplish and acts as a willing facilitator.
In transition, here comes San Antonio. He gets that one. Here's Jennings. 5 points in the game. Outside, Beal fires from deep. Rebounded by the Spurs. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
And no matter how well you defend, when you shoot that poorly, it's going to be a very difficult challenge for you to get a win.
Yeah, almost impossible, really. It was one of those games where almost everyone on the roster had that off night. Inside and out, ice cold.
And you look at Danny Green, your prototypical 3-and-D wing player, a catch-and-shoot specialist offensively.
Well, a great fit for the Spurs system after a little bit of molding. Not a super crafty ball handler, but he's got a quick release from the outside and shoots pretty well, even with a hand in his face.
And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
Washington's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Gortat with a screen on Parker. Jennings. They get the rebound. The Spurs have gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. Puts it up from 12, and it's Green missing.
Yeah, it's one of those quarters where you're just incredibly frustrated that you did not impact it the way you wanted to. So nothing going right now.
Manu Ginobili, he's checked in for the Spurs. Washington trailing. Morris a screen. Gortat with a screen on Parker. Now here's Jennings. 5 points in the game. And Beal kicks to Jennings. Shot clock at 6. A three-pointer is right on target. Jennings has got 8 points.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Parker outside. To the wing right side. It's Ginobili on the wing. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game.
And you look at the Wizards, they definitely took a step backwards last season. Went from being maybe a dark horse to get to that conference finals to becoming a team that just had to fight to stay in the playoff mix. So it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back from the adversity of a season ago.
And the first one drops. And for the Wizards, there were a lot of factors as to why they had a rough season. Lost some key players and dealt with injuries like all teams do.
You know, and even with all of those challenges, I don't know that this team is quite as talented as everyone thinks they are. I mean, they do have a good core with which to build around, but you have to temper expectations with this team moving forward.
That one is no good. Ray, you're a two-time NBA champion. What's it like when you first reached that tremendous goal of winning a title after the long, arduous season before it?
Well, it's such a long year, and you spend so much time with your group of guys and your coaching staff that when it's finally over, there's just an incredible amount of elation and celebration and the work that you've put in all year long. I would tell you, Kevin, it's something that you remember. It's hard to express in words what that connection is, and it lasts for the rest of your life. When you run into your teammates and you see your coaches, you can immediately snap back to what it was that season represented for you and how much it meant for you and your career.
And probably you think on those seasons going by in a blink of an eye. Some seasons last forever. Other seasons like those, I imagine, seem like just a snap of a finger.
They do, and the memories last even longer, Kevin. You know, trophies are for gathering dust. That's one thing, but memories last a lifetime.
Where are your rings right now? You keep them stashed away? Do you ever wear them?
I never wear them, and if I'm honest with you, I'm not sure where they are, but they're safe. Because if I don't know where they are, if I don't know where they are, if somebody were to rob my house, they don't know where they are either.
For San Antonio, they've gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Now Mills, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Anderson can't get it to go.
You know, the alley-oop is a great play when it works, but boy, when it doesn't.
Yeah, sometimes it can get ugly. Everyone wants to show up on the highlight reel, but not for blowing the alley-oop.
And there it is for him.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
I'm just impressed by sheer relentlessness these teams are showing. Neither side giving an inch.
They set the screen. Outside, Ginobili. Out of bounds. Washington takes possession.
And a chance to check out the stats for Anderson. How last month turned out for him, averaging 5 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
Inside, here's Smith. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. And it's a 3-point Wizards lead.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance. He doesn't usually fire from out there. San Antonio's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Mills passes to Lee. He kicks to Dedmon. To stop the run. Yep, that one goes in there. Dedmon's got his second bucket of the game to go. Wizards leading by 4. 1:57 left in the first. Here's Mahimi. It's deflected.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And the shot goes in.
Largely a shoot-first guy, but Mills does have solid court vision and passing ability, which you saw right there.
Here's Satoransky following the bucket by the Spurs. Smith kicks to Satoransky. It's hauled in by Ginobili. San Antonio with the ball. Here's Anderson. Not enough on that one as it misses. Stolen by Anderson. Kicks it to Lee. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And there before you are the teams that have been absolutely red hot for the last 10 games. In the third spot, the Spurs.
Well, lately their offense has been completely in sync. Guys are accepting their roles and playing unselfish basketball. That's helped them hit a high percentage of those opportunities.
Gentlemen, two shots. Move shots.
No good on that one. And last season we had Kobe's retirement, but in the offseason we said goodbye to another legend, the terrific Tim Duncan. You know, Greg, there was talk he might hang it up, and he felt that he didn't have any more in him and called it a career after 19 incredible record-breaking seasons.
Yeah, and Timmy retired in the most Duncan way possible. Just quietly let it happen in the midst of the summer. No farewell tour or any of that. A big hit to the game of basketball to see one of the all-time greats walk away, but arguably one of the best two-way players to have ever played the game.
Here's Bogdanovich, and another miss by Washington.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
Mills dishes to Lee. For three. Mills can't hit.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
His three-pointers off the mark. San Antonio trailing here. It's intercepted. Deflects the pass. And Ginobili with a clear path to the rack.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Well, even in these limited minutes, Emmanuel Manu Ginobili continues to provide elite play at the shooting guard position. Finds ways to impact the game. If he's not scoring, it's his playmaking and just his spirit that helped the Spurs in many instances.
That one drops. He ties it up. And Brent, do you think when it's all said and done that Ginobili has the chance to go down as the greatest sixth man in NBA history?
Well, I've checked the numbers on John Havlicek, and he might have something to say about that, but Manu was on a very short list of a guy who's accepted his role and then excelled at it to championship caliber play.
Now here's Burke. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Mahimi, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And he can't get the first one. And he sinks the second. San Antonio's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Feeds it to Lee. Back to Ginobili. Screen by Lee. Tie game in San Antonio. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And one of the most competitive men ever to play this game, Manu Ginobili, spoke with us about this year.
Just rely on what happened in the past, then you're stuck in the past. And we, many of us, maybe our last shot, our last season, we don't even know if we're going to have another season. So, you know, we want to do as good as we can.
Well, the fire is still there, but the energy and the ability, guys, to get it done physically, let's face it, at this point, Ginobili's mostly gutting it out.
Still, you know, though, he'll either beat you or go down swinging. Just a tough individual.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
Having complete control over what it is you're doing and avoiding distractions. It's hard to accomplish, but good job so far tonight.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So on the floor for Washington, we've got Bogdanovic. Mahinmi is out there with Markieff Morris. And there's Bradley Beal. And it's Burke in at the 1 spot.
And what precision passing from Gasol. A real genius at finding his teammates in their comfort zone.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Kyle Anderson. Gortat's checked in for the Wizards. Jennings comes in for Burke. The Spurs have made their free throws at a pretty good clip. They've hit 8 of 10.
And they've done some really nice work at the foul line, knocking down 80%.
Now here's Jennings. Outside, Beal.
Get there.
Gortat with a screen on Green. And the wide open shot from Morris. Again, the miss by Morris.
After hitting a 3 in the first quarter, he's gone cold from the perimeter during this one.
Wizards trail by 3. Puts it up from 12. The putback and the second chance effort by Gortat. Gortat's got his second bucket of the night.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip in. Now here's Mills. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Shot from 12. They get it back, and Aldridge slams it in.
Love the follow-up. It's as if Aldridge knows where the shot's coming from and gets himself in great position on the glass.
Jennings kicks to Morris. Here's the screen. He feeds it to Gortat. Fades. And that one drops for him. Gortat's got 4 points this quarter.
And I'm not really sure that's the time for the fadeaway, but he sure can make it count.
Here's Mills. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It goes on Brandon Jennings.
Really a great free throw shooter. It's unfortunate Mills gets to the line infrequently, partly because of the minutes. Well, if Parker is the slower point guard at this point, Patty Mills comes in and definitely changes the pace for the Spurs. Out of Australia, a shoot-first guard who can hit off the bounce and off the catch. And so that three-point shooting ability puts pressure on teams. He's also a pest defensively, likes to get up and into guys.
And the Wizards making a change here. Porter's checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Brett, you talk about Mills' ability to pressure defensively. Very quick, and he gets a lot of steals.
Sometimes he can get caught gambling at times, Patty, but on the whole, a very capable defender, a bit of a gnat out there, and a valuable player when you consider he went undrafted out of St. Mary's of Moraga.
And it's sent back by Aldridge.
Maybe he's not the most aggressive defender or the most physical, but Aldridge does have mobility. That time he sends it back.
And here we go. Washington fast break. Jennings is running, and the shot is good. Jennings has got 10 points in the game.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Exactly. They get out quickly, executed to perfection.
Now, here's Aldridge. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And really, last time, what I liked best is he used his body extremely well on the offensive glass. It seemed like the defense wanted no part of him when he got underneath.
Now, Leonard, after Markieff Morris's three-pointer that didn't go. And a look now at the breakdown between three-point and two-point shots attempted here tonight for the Spurs.
And they've got really good balance here. I mean, the three ball hadn't been the strongest weapon today for them, but I'd say keep the dose just about the same. Don't change the recipe. When you've got that open shot, you got to take it.
And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. And Leonard gets it to go.
And there's that suddenness. Leonard in traffic, inside, still able to explode up and convert. Too ambitious of him there, guys. He tried to be a one-man wrecking ball instead of looking to kick the ball out for the better shot opportunity.
Porter with it. Leonard picks him up. Baseline jumper. The Wizards with another miss.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, after suffering a hip injury at Texas, LaMarcus Aldridge spent 2 months shooting from a chair, and his form improved dramatically. Now his go-to move is his fadeaway high-release jumper. It's an unstoppable shot, and Aldridge is so confident in it, he says, once the shot's up, I'm getting back on D. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. He's got a great touch. Every season, Brent, so much exciting young talent always coming into the NBA.
Well, that's what the league is really predicated on, is young drafted players who come in and change the fortunes of a franchise around. I think we're about to see some of that take place in Minnesota with Karl Anthony Towns.
One of my favorite young players, only 1 year at Kentucky.
And another guy who people look at with regards to his position, Kevin, and say they can't quite figure out what it is that he does not do well.
The Spurs making a switch here. Parker's checked in. No luck that time either. And one of the big issues for the Wizards is making sure they stay fiery on the defensive end. When this team, Greg, gets in trouble, more often than not, it's because they get sloppy on D.
Yeah, and that can hurt them at times when they don't bother the challenge shooters or miss a rotation. That's when things start to go south. How far this team goes depends on how far their defense will take them.
And, Brent, you look at how the Spurs played last season, and any other season they might have had the best record in the league.
Well, they did have the best record that Greg Popovich has had as a coach with San Antonio, with 67 wins. And it was under the radar because of the Warriors' historic mark last year with 73. But it was the first time in history that the NBA had two different 35-win teams at the midway point of the season. It set up the stage for an epic showdown, and really some people let down that never happened.
Spurs leading by 6. Passes to Leonard. To the middle. Knocks it loose. Just 5 to shoot. It's up a 3. Rebound, Washington. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. It'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip. Gortat. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
What you like about Gortat is that, Greg, he doesn't have a lot of limitations in his game.
Yeah, and with Gortat, his versatility is what makes him valuable. He can face up and hit a J or play with his back to the basket. Has the speed and strength to stay with all types of centers in the league.
San Antonio's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Parker passes to Green. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Aldridge dishes to Leonard.
Well, coming into the league, Kawhi Leonard was not a perimeter shooter, but he's developed into one of the league's finest. No longer a spot-up threat, though. He can create some offense on the block, able to handle the ball and bully smaller players with that massive frame at 230, just moving defenders around.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First one falls for him.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
Smooth stroke at the line. He shows that time and time again.
Yo, set it up.
Jennings kicks to Morris. He dishes it to Gortat. he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And, Brett, you look at the growing offensive role for Kawhi Leonard. For as many touches as he gets, he hardly ever turns the ball over.
Well, have you seen his hands, Kevin? How would you get the ball away from those things? You just don't find players who can score in isolation, space the floor, and protect the ball as well as he does.
All free throws good for Marcin Gortat.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
Now, here's Green. He's got 7. Gasol a screen, and Leonard has it in the corner. Again, Leonard missing.
You know, if you're going to go set a pick, you really have to be committed to it. He simply did not do a good enough job to get his teammate open.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Leonard, following the basket by Markieff Morris. Left side, Leonard. Dishes to Green. Here's Aldridge. Morris with the rebound. Washington trailing. Jennings passes to Beal. Grant, the importance of the three-pointer growing and growing. Some worry it's becoming too prominent. What do you think?
I'm enjoying the game. I'm getting a little jealous.
I think everybody is, though. Right?
Yeah, I'm getting a little jealous that I didn't play in this era. But interesting the way that coaches are seeking out the three-point line and in turn trying to create more space for the guys that can do more than just shoot threes, Kevin. So having versatility between 1 and 4, a great screen setter that can roll and command some attention of the defense to suck in the defense. We always talk about the accordion of the defense, bringing them in, pulling them out, and taking advantage. I like the three-point shot. It's here to stay. Just don't mention 4. Don't mention the 4-point shot.
But some are.
Yeah, let's not go there.
A different look now for San Antonio. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Gasol. Lee comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. Smith checked in for the Wizards. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a non-stop parade to the foul line.
Satoransky's checked in for Washington. And let's look now at which teams have been the hottest offensively for the past 10 games. In the third spot, the Spurs.
Yeah, what an impressive run for this club. Everybody seems to be in a rhythm in terms of scoring, and they are putting up some big numbers.
Spurs trail by 3. And here is Parker. He's got 7. Pass to Ginobili. Smith against Lee. It's Ginobili outside. Washington with the rebound. And the Wizards with possession. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Here's Smith. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Ginobili, that's for 2. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they're getting desperate. They're doing everything they can to stem the tide of this monster run.
Now here's Parker. Left block shot on the way. Here's Lee. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
They did a better job of getting it inside in that first. They've lost some of that physical edge here.
San Antonio making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. And then for Washington, Mahimi comes in for Gortat. And Trey Burke subbed in for Brandon Jennings. And that one falls for David Lee.
They've hit every one of their free throws here in the second quarter. Very important when you're trailing.
Now the pass to Satoransky. From deep. Good work defensively by Ginobili. San Antonio trailing here. And Anderson kicks to Ginobili. Spurs passing it around. The drive by Smith. That one falls. Smith's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
There's a good screen. Parker kicks to Dedmon. To the paint. And Anderson slams it in.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Washington's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Smith dishes to Porter. Inside. Leans. It's tipped. And he's able to get it back. Here's Mahimi. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. One on Ginobili. The Wizards have gone 9 of 13 from the line. That free throw good for Mahimi. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Porter. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Head coach Greg Popovich named the new head coach for the U.S. national team for the next 4 years. Brent, I bet you like that selection.
No, I love that selection, especially with Pop's military background. And he's been an assistant for Team USA since 2002. So he's done a lot of great things in the pros, but I know Pop takes a great deal of pride, not only in his country, of course, but certainly in coaching that team.
Parker passes to Ginobili. Back to Parker. Now the dish to Lee. Screened by Parker. Here's Ginobili. That one, no good. And Washington the other way now. Mahimi a screen. And Satoransky kicks to Mahimi. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Brent, as we move towards the middle of the season, teams can start to get mentally fatigued during the grind. How do players keep their focus during that stretch?
This is a great time for coaches to introduce a few interesting concepts, maybe put in some new plays or defensively challenge his teams during games where maybe they have a 15 or 20-point lead, and you can ask your team to switch up some of their coverages. That'll re-engage the mind of a player really quickly throughout the course of a season.
Now here's Parker. He has 7. Out to Lee. No one near him. And that one is stuffed right through.
Just a terrific effort on the offensive glass. That's how they're going to cut into this lead.
And Greg, a dunk like that is sure to give them a spark. Here's Satoransky. He has 5. And that one's good. Burke.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
Parker kicks to Lee. The feed to Ginobili. A minute 50 left in the first half. Pass to Parker. 6 to shoot. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Burke dishes to Bogdanovich. Smith against Lee. Now here's Burke. He's guarded closely. No good off the front iron.
Well, he really T-Rexed that one, guys, short-arming it. He should have taken more time to make sure he was comfortable shooting.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a 3-point play. Going to the line for 1. Mills, who's checked in for San Antonio.
One shot, gentlemen.
And that one falls for David Lee. Wizards leading by 5. They set the screen. Burke, the pass to Bogdanovich. Got a piece of it. Ginobili outside. He kicks it to Mills. Smith against Lee from 12 feet out. And he can't bank that one in. Washington's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter. Only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. 41 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Mills, and the rejection by Mahimi. Here's Bogdanovich, defended by Anderson. The offensive rebound, Mahimi, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
He fought for that second possession, then went right back up with it.
And this is his fourth trip to the free throw line tonight. Mahimi no good on the free throw.
And just doing a much better job of getting to the line this quarter than he did in the first. They are just killing him on the interior.
17 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Burke with it. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Pass to center on Steve. With 1 on the clock, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And we've reached halftime in this one. Wizards lead by 7. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. There was no stopping Marcin Gortat in the first half. He had 13 points and 8 rebounds. And taking a look at the Wizards, Shaq, what'd you think?
They've just gone about their business, playing a great, solid, all-around game. I think the score is what we thought it would be. I expect them to keep their foot on the gas in the second half and not let things get any closer, Ernie.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Spurs?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
That concludes our halftime presentation. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
The second half just about to get going here. Marcin Gortat really making a difference here.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Yeah, those extra possessions, considering how hard it can be sometimes to find offense, become invaluable.
Spurs trail by 7. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the 2 stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol in at the 5. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half. Leonard, no luck.
I have no clue what happened with the defense there, but they should be thanking their lucky stars that somehow he bricked that golden opportunity.
Gortat with a screen on Aldridge. Jennings kicks to Morris. The 8-footer, and off the front iron, and in it goes. Morris has got the lead up to 9 now for the Wizards. Parker outside, kicks to Leonard. Feeds it to Aldridge. Just 5 on the clock. Gortat with the steal. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we know Greg Popovich uses a lot of different tools to motivate his players. Sometimes it's the things he doesn't say that works best. Popovich said, sometimes in timeouts, I'll say, I've got nothing for you. We just turned it over 6 times. Everybody's holding the ball. What do you want me to do? Figure it out. Now get up and walk away. Because it's true. It's on them. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. That accountability goes a long way.
And the claw at work, just one reason why he's always a threat to lead the league in steals. Jump starts the fast break there.
And following in the footsteps of Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard fits the Spurs mold of what a superstar player should be. team first, defensive-minded, a stoic demeanor.
Well, he's not worried about the number of touches either, Kevin. It's when called upon, just be ready. Seemingly avoids the limelight, just like Timmy, and he's all about getting better, being the best player he can possibly be, and then winning big.
They get it again. Goes back up. Gortat misses. Spurs trail by 11. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. It's going to be Aldridge shooting. It's going to go on Markieff Morris.
And this last offseason, Pau Gasol coming over to the Spurs in free agency. It seems to be the exact kind of player that the Spurs would want on their team, especially with his basketball IQ. Pau liked the fit as well, and it didn't take long for him to join San Antonio.
Now here's Jennings. He's got 10. Morris with a screen on Parker. Here's Jennings. Outside, Beal. 5 to shoot. There's a screen by Gortat. Morris dishes to Jennings. A three-pointer, no good. And for Gasol on the Spurs, it was actually another Gasol that was prompting Pau to join the team. His brother Mark told him, go to San Antonio.
Yeah, and what a strange that Mark is very much on a team that rivals the Spurs. So I don't think Mark was doing it just so he could battle his older brother 4 times a year. I think he meant what he said with the Spurs. They are a great organization and would probably make the best fit for Pau at the end of his career. Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Washington leading now by 6. Jennings kicks to Gortat. They set the pick. He feeds it to Beal. Jennings against Parker. They're outside. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got assist number 7 for him tonight. For San Antonio, they've gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. Aldridge, the pass to Parker. Trying to find Green. He's got it now. And you have to like what Danny Green, Brent, brings to the table defensively. Long arms. Very quick for his size. And he can defend 1 through 3.
Well, that's a pretty good tandem if you're suiting up next to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi takes the stronger guy, and Danny Green usually goes to the quickness defensively. And Green also a strong defensive rebounder and one of the better perimeter shot blockers in the game.
The first free throw is good.
And such an important contributor to his team's success over the years. It's amazing that Green was a second-round pick and coming out of a big school at that.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Washington leading now by 7. Now here's Jennings. He's got 10. Morris outside from past the arc. But they recover it.
Yeah, maybe a little luck, maybe a little bit of heart. Both of those at play here. He's getting every offensive rebound.
From outside the arc. The offensive rebound. Here's Aldridge. Good work defensively by Morris.
Well, he has more than enough strength to fight through the D and convert that one. I'm surprised he came up short there.
Leans. And Gortat kicks to Jennings. Morris a screen. Dishes it to Beal. Lock at 6. Gortat with a screen on Green. Beal's shot is good.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
San Antonio calls timeout. Marcin Gortat really making a difference here.
And he's in a complete groove right now. I don't think they can stop him altogether, but they at least need to make him work a little harder than he has been.
Brett, you were a 4-year player at Oregon State. Now most NBA players come into the league after just a season or 2 at the college level. How do you think that's impacting the game right now?
I think the situations in which some of those younger players go into, Kevin, can be vastly different. If you have a player that's played 1 or 2 years that's getting drafted in one of the top slots, they're usually going to a team that's very bad and probably very young. In the later part of the draft, those young players are going to well-established teams that are coming off successful seasons that have a place for that player to learn and grow and be part of the culture. So those experiences for those young guys can be very, very different.
Excellent point.
At the line for two.
And he makes the first.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
And just another area where Kawhi continues to improve. One of the better free throw shooters in the league now, especially at the small forward spot.
Now, here is Morris. He's got 7. And there's Bradley Beal on the assist by Morris. Morris has got 3 assists in the game. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Parker dishes to Gasol. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Gasol's got 4 points in the quarter.
The defender must have felt like he ran into a brick wall right there. Really great screen set to give his teammate the wide open shot.
Morris with a screen on Green. Beal can't get it to go.
Man, just imagine how much they'd be up by, guys, if his shot was going in.
Porter with the steal. Pulls it up. Here's Gortat. Morris passes to Jennings. Parker with the steal. Beal against Green. And it's Aldridge, top of the key. Parker against Jennings. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. 6 on the shot clock. He was all alone on that one. 13 points for Aldridge.
Well, part of this is on the defense. You let Aldridge get into any kind of rhythm scoring the basketball, and you deserve this kind of punishment.
Outside Jennings. There's a screen by Gortat. Here's Beal. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Beal's got 9 points here in the second half. Spurs trail by 8. Parker outside. Leonard kicks to Gasol. Spurs passing it around. And the shot goes in. 9 points for Parker.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over. One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. Off the inbound pass. The shot by Satoransky, no good. Spurs trail by 6. And Anderson kicks to Ginobili. Anderson inside. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. Anderson's got 6 points.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Smith sets the pick for Burke. He dishes it to Bogdanovich. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And a chance now to review the shot chart.
Well, I think a big issue for him right now is his performance from the mid-range. Just nothing seems easy for him at the moment, and it's resulted in a lot of missed opportunities for himself and his team when he's taking that shot.
Spurs have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Now here's Mills. Burke covering. Here's Ginobili. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And really, the Spurs, for most of Manu Ginobili's career, have limited his minutes. Last season, the least minutes of his career, and the Spurs look to keep him fresh and healthy come playoff time so he can be a major contributor.
And Manu has dealt with injuries through his career. The Spurs trying to rein him in at times. They've forbidden him to play for the Argentinian national team.
Over his strong protest, that roster for Argentina, known as the Golden Generation, with an incredible gold medal winning team and rightfully a huge source of pride for Manu Ginobili.
And both free throws good for Ginobili. The Wizards with the lead. Here's Satoransky. He's got 5. Burke kicks to Smith. And it's Bogdanovich in the corner. There's the 3. Offensive rebound. Another shot. That one, no good. Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 12-4 run. Ginobili dishes to Lee. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. While we can, let's have a peek at the league's top foul shooting teams over the course of the last month. Number 1, the Spurs.
And they've had a lot of success at the free throw line, converting those at a high level. So I'd look for them to continue to attack the rim.
First one falls for him. And it's tied up with that one. Washington shooting around 40% from the floor here. Burke kicks to Smith. Pass to Satoransky. Smith with a screen on Ginobili. Here's Satoransky. Here's Bogdanovich. And again, Washington no good. On offense, here are the Spurs. They're on a 16-7 run. The inside. He's against Smith. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touch by Lee.
I mean, there's not a lot of reasons for a turnover, but there's certainly not one there. Just a lapse of judgment.
From the Wizards, they're shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Burke kicks to Satoransky. Screen by Smith. Goes back up. And it falls over the rim and in. Satoransky's got 7 points. San Antonio's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. And Mills kicks to Dedmon. Back to Mills. Lee against Smith. Shot clock at 5 for the lead. That's good from Ginobili on the assist from David Lee. Ginobili's got 5 points in the quarter.
Give him any space out on the perimeter and you're taking some chances. Ginobili with the quick release.
Screen by Smith. Smith with a screen on Ginobili. There's the pass to Burke. From deep. It's good from long range. He has 6.
Only took him a few seconds to answer the 3-ball with one of their own.
Wow, more threes in the NBA? Who knew? Teams trading tray balls.
Now here's Mills. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Ginobili left side. Fires it up. No good from Lee.
His team is counting on him to knock down looks like that. It has to mess with your confidence a little bit.
Burke can't get it to go. San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Ginobili kicks to Dedmon. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's his first trip to the line.
76% on the season from the foul line.
At the line for 2.
And he makes the first. That one misses. The Wizards shooting not great, 40% for the game. Here's Satoransky. He has 7. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. San Antonio trailing here. Ginobili the pass to Lee. San Antonio again missing. Bogdanovich dishes to Burke. 1:07 left in the third quarter. Smith with a screen on Anderson. And Bogdanovich kicks to Smith. Mills with the steal. In transition, here come the Spurs. Top of the key. Here's Lee. Rebounded by the Wizards. Mahimi's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Here's Smith. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Smith's got 9. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Ginobili the pass to Anderson. Baseline J on the way. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call on Washington with the foul. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Anderson. At the line for 2.
Free throw, good, Anderson. And both free throws good for Anderson. 30 seconds left to play in the third. To the inside, here's Bogdanovich, and he banks in the layup. Bogdanovich has got his second basket.
Love to see passes to guys on the move that are on target. They don't break stride.
And Mills kicks to Dedmon. Anderson the screen. Spurs working the ball around now. From 8. That one a little long. Now Burke. From deep three-point range, off on that one. And we've reached the end of the third. It's the Wizards up by 4. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Wizards leading by 4. Fourth quarter on the court for the Wizards. Morris pairs with Gortat down low. Beal and Porter are out on the wings. And it's Jennings in at the 1. Beal can't get it to go.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
And even though he's been on a roll tonight, that one was a good force.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
Well, we talk about the D. Let's credit the offense. He attacked right there from the moment he saw the opening, not letting the defense react.
Here's Parker after marching Gortat's bucket. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Here's Leonard, and another basket for San Antonio.
And sometimes it just doesn't matter how good the D is. Kawhi with the all-world ability to hit the jumper even when you got him blanketed. Terrific defense. They definitely read the scouting report on this guy and could not have played him more perfectly there.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
Well, coaches always tell you, if you take a chance, you better get it.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Gasol's got 5 assists in the game. Wizards have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. There's a screen by Gortat. Jennings dishes to Morris. Shoots from the elbow. Doesn't go for him. Aldridge with some nice D. The Spurs have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll.
And for a player who didn't enter the league with breakdown ability off the dribble, guess what? Kawhi will break you down.
Washington trailing. And here's Jennings. It's Beal on the wing. There's a screen by Gortat. And Beal kicks to Jennings. 5 on the clock. There's a screen by Gortat. The drive by Jennings. Rejected by Gasol. Guys, this offense very effective.
And guys, the defense has been no match. They've just picked them apart. And it doesn't take a whole lot of effort for Gasol to dunk it home. At 7 feet tall, he uses his height to power home those games.
Now here's Jennings. The dish to Beal. It's Porter outside. Gasol with the rebound. Gasol's got 8 rebounds in this game. The drive by Green.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
When you're playing from behind, you cannot let your opponent have things that are that easy. And that was easy.
In the corner, it's Morris. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got his 8th assist here tonight. Jennings against Parker. And Brandon Jennings gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Outside Leonard. Shoots from the elbow. Beal pulls it in. Beal's got his 3rd rebound tonight. And the foul called on Daniel Green. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Anderson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Wizards trail by 3. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. The feed now to Morris. Rejected by Gasol.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
Now, here's Parker. Anderson passes to Gasol. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another. And Gasol is a guy who can do a multitude of things well. I mean, he scores it, rebounds it, passes it, just an all-around talent.
Now here's Jennings. Morris with a screen on Parker. Pulls up on the elbow. San Antonio with the rebound. Aldridge has got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeding. Jennings with the steal. Here's Morris. Makes a big high bounce and goes in.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
He gathers himself so quickly, really has a great instinct for hitting that mid-range jumper.
Now here's Green. Back to Parker. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And the Spurs lead by 6.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Jennings with the ball. Gortat with a screen on Parker. Jennings dishes to Gortat. He's off on that one. Good work defensively by Gasol. Jennings against Parker.
I got him.
Back to Green. Pass to Aldridge. The Spurs working the ball around now. Parker. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. And now an 8-point Spurs lead. Outside Jennings. He kicks to Beal. Yes, that goes in.
Not a stellar first half, but he's become an absolute machine scoring the ball in the second.
Now here's Parker. Passes it to Aldridge. Over in the corner, Green. Kicks to Gasol. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play.
And there isn't a lot that they're doing well right now defensively. They just seem to be disconnected defensively in the second.
That free throw good from Gasol. Here is Jennings. 11 feet away. And misses it off the right side of the rim. San Antonio leading by 9. Green kicks to Parker. Outside Aldridge. Feeds it to Gasol. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Here's Jennings. Morris a screen. Beal, that's for 2. Beal with another miss.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Here's Parker. Great D that time from Jennings. Wizards trail by 9. Pushing it up. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist from Brandon Jennings. Morris has got 9 points now in just the second half. And here are the Spurs. Parker right side. Green the screen. Parker kicks to Gasol. Count the basket and the foul. Gortat, and so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Wizards making a switch here. Mahimi's checked in.
Yeah, and luckily they've got terrific depth at that position. If there's one spot on the floor where they can afford to lose somebody, that would probably be it.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Yeah, maybe these matchups aren't the best for his defense. I'm sure he's taking a long look right now at the bench to find some answers.
The Spurs making a switch here. Leonard's checked in and keeping us updated from the sideline. Let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
I was able to listen in on what Scott Brooks had to say to his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Kawhi Leonard. David?
Thanks, Kevin. I got some news from the Spurs head athletic trainer. And the news is pretty good. It does not look like a severe injury. Of course, the schedule is getting extremely demanding at this time of the season, and that injury is only going to make things worse. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Hopefully everything works out for him. A drive by Beal. Fires from 18, and that one's good. Parker's got 6 points in the quarter.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Jennings kicks to Morris. He feeds it to Beal. Fires the three. They get it back. Dishes to Jennings. Fires the three. Mahimi controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 15 rebounds. Parker outside. He dishes it to Gasol. And the wide-open shot from Ginobili. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And that's now 11 points for Manu Ginobili. Jennings against Parker. Jennings kicks to Mahimi. Good D by Gasol. Spurs leading by 12. Parker passes to Gasol. Ginobili left side. Puts it up from 12. Rebound, Washington. Morris dishes to Jennings. Morris a screen. It's Beal on the wing, covered by Parker. Jennings can't get it to go.
Well, he got off to a terrific start from the perimeter, but in the second half, he can't seem to build on that early success. Perfect positioning, and you know he will knock that look down more times than not. Just didn't connect there.
Morris a screen, and Beal kicks to Jennings. Three-pointer. Rebound, San Antonio. Ginobili's got his third rebound tonight. Parker outside. Morris against Aldridge. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And that's the type of finisher he is. Aldridge takes the contact, but still has the strength and touch to drain the shot. We'll see if he can add to it there at the line.
.158 left in the game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Jennings passes to Beal. Morris outside. Back to Beal. And the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard. As a defender, on the ball, off the ball, he's rarely out of any play.
Ginobili kicks to Gasol. Boliner. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Wizards trail by 15.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for San Antonio.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And so that moves their record to 11 wins on the year.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win. Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for Gasol.
There was nothing he did not have a hand in out there tonight. And he put them on his shoulders. He carried the heavy load at both ends of the floor. It's all because of him tonight that they're running away with this game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Free throw good, Gasol. No good on the second free throw. Wizards trail by 13. Outside, Beal. Pass to Jennings. In the corner, it's Morris. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Well, they've been on a roll ever since the break. Doesn't seem to matter whether the shots are open or there's a hand in the face.
Beal with it. Now Green defending. Beal can't get it to go.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
Feels like he's compounding mistakes, too, because every miss makes him want to force something else. Not the best idea.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Gasol. Lee comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Bertanis, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. That's Mills in for Parker. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Jason Smith, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. Bogdanovich comes in for Porter. Satoransky's checked in for Bradley Beal. And it's Burke in for Brandon Jennings. .30 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Burke, no good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. In transition, here come the Spurs. And there's Green on the assist from David Lee.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
A phenomenal effort level. These guys came in committed to dictating the action.
.20 left to play in the final quarter. Here are the Spurs with the ball. Now Mills. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. Where do you think your team is right now at this point in the season?
Well, we've done a lot better. We've done a lot better recently, and we want to continue. We don't want to get complacent. I think we still got ways to go and things to improve. But we're definitely doing a lot better than we were.
Great performance tonight, pal. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Jordan Player of the Game. Pau Gasol. What an irrefutable force he was in the fourth quarter. The other side did everything it could to try and slow him down, but obviously to no avail.
Well, when Pau Gasol decides to take the game over like he did tonight, he owns the low post. Because two things have to happen. If you play him single coverage, he scores on you in the low post. If you double team him, he's a great passer, a complete ownership of the paint.
Well, I saw the look in his eye, Ernie. The look was, I don't care what the rest of you do. I'm not letting us down. Move, give me the ball. I'm going to deliver. I got a great attitude, about to give you a great performance. Follow me.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, a spectacular, just great. I mean, see you.
Good night.